KHOU 11 News at 5:30 starts now.
Hello, I'm Xavier Walton and welcome to our KHOU 11 webcast. And we start with Governor Greg Abbott, who says he will seek a federal disaster declaration for 16 counties due to dangerous wildfires. The highlighted areas of this map here show the counties already included in a state disaster declaration. The governor visited Medina County today, where the newest fire has so far destroyed 3 homes, scorched about 1,000 acres, and forced evacuations. It's been dubbed the Das Goat Fire. Officials say it started on Friday when a burning car pulled over to the side of the road and ignited dry brush. The fire just 10% contained. More than 200 firefighters are battling the flames. Fortunately, there have been no deaths or injuries.
That's so incredibly important because one thing that we all know, and that is property can be destroyed, but you can rebuild property. If you lose a life, you can't rebuild anything.
19 different state and local agencies are part of the response to the fire in Medina County. And now let's turn to meteorologist Pat Kavlin. Pat, these wildfires are being fueled by extremely dry conditions throughout the state.
That's correct. And you can see the fire map here. I mean, really showing where we have those active fires currently burning. And they've really gotten a good handle on some of these, especially that Eastland Complex fire. That started last week, now under 90% containment, but after burning 54,000 acres. New ones just popped up. That's where Governor Abbott was, just outside of San Antonio today. And we also have one down here across South Texas. So these are the big 3 that we're still watching. Again, the Eastland, though, the Eastland fire now starting to get more under control. And that is all thanks to the dry weather that we've had, and the drought conditions here just not helping the situation at all, especially across Central and West Texas. Here at home, we're starting to get into the moderate drought category, and that now includes over 88% of the state. 88% of the state now seeing at least moderate drought conditions, with the worst pockets being out here through West Texas, Central Texas, including Fort Worth, so extending up into North Texas as well, and then down into South Texas. So what's driving this drought? It has to do with the temperatures, obviously the lack of rainfall and the lack of humidity. Look at the numbers here as we get into the day on Monday. So we're talking about temperatures in the 90s here, scorching heat that we're not seeing here in Southeast Texas thanks to the influence off the Gulf. But we're going to see these 90s expand all the way northward into North Texas and the Panhandle. That will continue again into Tuesday, getting close even to the triple digits as you get into Laredo. Again, there's that big fire there that's just burning to the west of San Antonio. We've got the other one here in South Texas, and there's the Eastland Complex fire. We've got good news, though, as a cold front comes in by Wednesday. That will start to cool things off across North Texas and even Central Texas, with the heat still hanging on here across the southern part of the state. The other aspect to this, humidity. Of course, we see the most humidity here across the southern part of the state, but as that front comes in, again, it's a double-edged sword. We get a cool down, but you also get a drop in the humidity and an increase in the wind speed, which could exacerbate things as we get into the back half of the week as well. Live look right now over downtown, though. Gorgeous day. No complaints here except for the lack of rainfall and not a cloud in the sky. Through the evening hours, we drop back from the upper 70s down to 70 by 9 o'clock, and we kind of hang on to those mild temperatures, mid 60s by 11 o'clock. Right now, though, hanging on to the mid 80s in Tomball, 77 for Angleton, 76 in Galveston, and 85 at Bush. Like we just saw, not a cloud in the sky out there. Beautiful weather for us as we go through the evening. We are tracking the threat, though, for some storms by midweek. So here's a look at future track. We'll put the forecast into motion Monday morning. A few clouds out there. We'll start off in the upper 50s to low 60s, so a little milder than this morning and the morning before. That's going to be the trend here the next few days. Each morning is going to be warmer than the last leading up to Wednesday. Monday afternoon, pretty much a carbon copy of today. Low to mid 80s, lots of sunshine. More humidity, though, starts to filter in by Tuesday. So that's going to bring us more clouds Tuesday morning and also warmer temperatures, mid to upper 60s, even a few spots staying around 70 degrees through the overnight. That's ahead of that next storm system that comes in for Wednesday. Tuesday afternoon, we'll get sunshine. Again, with the humidity, feels even warmer, but temperatures will top out in the mid 80s. And then here comes that storm threat. Now notice, does not look as threatening as it did last week. Last week we had those big storms roll through the area. There's a very, very, very low end chance for a strong storm or two, mainly to the north of I-10, to the north of downtown. I think this week's severe weather threat is mainly confined to North Texas and again out towards the Mississippi Valley, and then we dry things out as we get into the day on Thursday. There's a look at the 7-day forecast. You don't believe me? You don't take my word for it? There it is. Lots of sunshine for your Monday. Tuesday, partly cloudy. We could squeeze out a shower maybe in the evening. I think it's a mainly dry day though, 84. There's that storm chance then as we get into Wednesday. It really doesn't do much to the temperatures. You know, we stay in the upper 70s to around 80 as we get into the end of the week before we track another chance for a few isolated storms and highs in the mid 80s for the start of next weekend. Xavier?
All right, Pat, spring not looking too bad. And today, this weekend really was just beautiful. All right, Pat Kaplan, thank you so much. Now to this, Houston police say 3 nurses visiting from out of state jumped into action after a shooting at a hookah lounge. Police say a DJ was injured in the shooting at the lounge located on Bissonnette near South Derry, Ashford. He's hospitalized and is expected to survive thanks in part to those nurses.
Apparently, there were some nurses from the New York area that after they found out that the DJ had sustained a gunshot wound, they began to render aid until our HFD arrived.
Police do not know if the DJ was the intended target of this shooting. As of right now, no arrests have been made. Well, underway right now, a Houston staple, the Turkey Leg Hut's block party in the heart of the 3rd Ward. The event canceled the last 2 years because of COVID is making a comeback. Brittany Ford was there and shows us how the event is uplifting the community.
The crowds, the music, the turkey legs, back. The 2nd annual Turkey Leg Hut Festival and Block Party taking over Alameda Road in the 3rd Ward. Among the nearly 100 local and national vendors, one working for a vital cause.
Our presence is very important to let the community know that we're here.
Christina Cornelius, owner of CBC Medical Staffing, a Houston-based nursing agency.
So we need hundreds, if not thousands, of nurses.
Their tent recruiting those with medical experience to help fill the current nationwide nursing shortage, fueled by the ongoing pandemic.
And then you also have it where the nurses are dealing with burnout. So we are losing nurses in the field right now because they've been doing this nonstop for 2 years.
COVID putting the block party event on pause the last 2 years. Turkey Leg Hut owner Nakia Price happy to be back.
COVID killed a lot of things, literally like 2 years in the making to have our first one and then not be able to have it annually like we anticipated.
A tradition, Cornelius says.
This, I think, is a good boost for our community, for us to get out, showcase what we do, show that we support each other.
Brittany Ford, KHOU 11 News.
Okay, that looked like a lot of fun. All right, check this out. Mayor Turner declaring today Bayou City Art Festival Day, the city's premier showcase for local and national artists in its 50th year. Today was the last day of this year's installment, which attracted tens of thousands of people over 3 days. And finally, our Houston Cougars men's basketball team arrived back home to a hero's welcome. Dozens of fans were waiting for the team at the Guy V. Lewis Center late last night as they returned from San Antonio after their loss to Villanova in the Elite Eight. The Cougs were hoping to make it back-to-back trips to the Final Four, but it didn't pan out. Nevertheless, it has been another fantastic season for Coach Kelvin Sampson's team. Thanks, guys, for all the throws. Just came up a little short there. And that's all for now. We have much more coming up tonight on TV right at 10. And we hope to see you then. Have a good day.